What's up, guys? This is Heis, and today we've got a special video. The idea came to us from our own Mickely of the MOW crew. Woo, woo, woo. Thank you. We thought it would be funny to take the MOW crew, who are a bunch of fans of railroads online, but not necessarily all railroaders are all people that know lots of things about railroads and trains, and run a game of Jeopardy! So we're going kind of from easy to hard, from 100 to 500, with a number of different railroad questions. We have the categories running gear, boiler and appliances, cab controls, right-of-way, and railroad history. And I will note for your answers that this is specific to American railroading. And as always with Jeopardy, you need to phrase your answer in the voice of a question, or it has to be a question rather than an answer, right? So you will be given the description, and you need to ask what the question is asking based on that description. Our contestants today are Mickely.
Woo woo!
We'll just leave that long and awkward, yes. Clown.
Hello, everyone.
And Tristan.
Hi, guys.
And we'll see if Tristan sweeps the floor, because he does a bit of model railway work himself, so we'll have to see. Anyways, so I've generated a random number between 1 and 10, and type your answers in the chat, and we will see who gets to pick the first category.
You gotta pick a new number, Clown. I picked that number first.
No, you didn't. Clown's message is first.
On my screen, mine's first.
On my end, it goes Clown, Mickely, Tristan, so you'll have to pick a new one.
Yeah.
Oh, and for the context of our viewers, we have a unique buzz-in system that we have in the Discord, so anyway. Clown was closest with 7. The number picked was 10. So, Clown,
Right.
what question, what category, what number would you like first? You can pick any.
We'll go with cab controls for 100.
Cab controls for 100.
Just to clarify, on the question, anyone can buzz in, right?
This is true.
Okay. See, I don't know how this works.
Tristan.
I'm not sure.
What is a whistle cord?
That is correct. What is the whistle cord?
I swear I didn't cheat.
It was 100. It was supposed to be a gimme. It was supposed to be for Clown. Oh, well. We'll have to live with
Well,
that.
see, I thought you were
I
going to
didn't
say
know what it
something.
was.
And
Oh.
I just saw the message pop up, and I'm like, hang on.
Okay, all right, fouls. So cab controls are all going to be pictures. The rest of them will be me talking. So,
Okay.
anyways, Tristan, having won that, what would you like?
Let's do right-of-way for 200.
Right-of-way for 200, coming up. An early type of railroad signal that has used a mechanically driven arm to provide indications to the engineer. Tristan.
What is a
No.
semaphore?
Tristan is sweeping the floor with these early answers. You guys are going to have to be faster on these buzzers.
I must have some lag or something, because mine is showing up first on my
All right.
screen.
Sure, certainly. That's what it is.
I'll screenshot it.
It always shows up first on the person who posted its screen, and it's Heisig who says who got it first,
Yeah.
because he's the one with the ping.
Indeed. Anyway, moving on. Tristan, what would you like next?
I'll take right-of-way for 300.
Right-of-way for 300. A sign placed at a railroad crossing in the shape of an X with the words railroad crossing on it.
What is a crossing sign?
No, Clown. Tristan,
Okay.
What is a crossing buck?
what is a crossbuck? Tristan's killing it. Crossing sign was a good guess, though. This is 300, though, so it was a harder
Aren't you meant to
question.
lose points when you don't get it right.
Do you? Can you get less
don't
than
know.
0? You can. We can
I
put
don't-
you in the negative if you'd like.
No, don't put him in the negative. That's unfair. Put Tristan in the negative, and only Tristan if you get something wrong.
Thanks,
I
Mickey. I
don't know
love
how
you too.
Jeopardy works. I've never seen the show.
I think that's fair. That'll be the that'll be the handicap that you guys get for Tristan knowing some vague amount of things about railroads.
Oh, Lordy.
Tristan, once again, what would you like?
Let's do right-of-way for 500.
Right away for 500. A special type of fitting that electrically connects a large cable to the web of the rail for signal or return current purposes. Mickely.
What is a signal connector?
No. I would be genuinely surprised if any of you got this. Part of this is to be educational, you know.
Can you guess twice?
Sure.
No searching the web.
Deafening silence.
Deafening
you can't
silence.
Google it.
Okay.
I don't think anyone got it.
I think, Mickely, go ahead. You posted a
What
second
is
message.
a train indicator?
No, nice try. We are opening up the phone a friend hotline of Google. Who can Google through the fastest? Vote now on your phones.
You're gonna shorten this, right?
No, we
Shorten
will
this
we
in
will
post.
we will leave this just as painfully long as it is. Actually, I'll probably put a. It took them this long to figure out this answer. It was a 500 category, and this is probably the hardest question in the whole thing. Mickely.
What is a token?
No.
Was I close?
No.
Hang
I think we can forfeit this question and move on unless someone's
on,
close with
hang
their
on.
Google.
I want one more try.
Mickely.
Constant warning time track circuit.
No, but that felt like the first intelligent answer we had.
Well, it's on some sort of DOT thing, so...
Okay. You ready? You guys ready for this? Nobody gets this point.
Substation return?
What is a chambray connection? A chambray
Never
connection.
would've gotten
Let me. Yeah, I know it was an educational piece. That's why I tortured you with it. So a chambray fitting is a special kind of electrical fitting that actually can be, you drill a hole through the rail, and it basically is almost like a pop rivet, but made out of copper, and it electrically basically sticks a stud in there that you can terminate a large wire with onto the rail. So it's very important and typically used in modern day signaling applications. So you learn something new, but nobody gets points. Seeing as nobody got the points on that one, I'm going to do another random number and we'll see who gets to pick the next category, and pray it's not Tristan. It is clown with 3. The number was 3. Clown, pick your category.
Railroad history for 100, please.
This was one large Colorado narrow gauge railroad's new name after it reorganized in 1924. Mickely.
What is Cumbres and Toltec?
Oh man, this is painful. This wasn't an easy enough 100 level question.
I
No.
only know of one railroad in the Colorado.
Oh, well, the Cumbres and Toltec was founded in 1971 because it's a tourist railroad. But yes, it is the railroad that the Cumbres and Toltec was based on. So, Tristan.
What is the Denver and Rio Grande Western?
What is the Denver and Rio Grande Western? Very well. We have the Denver and Rio Grande in game with the Class 70, but in 1924 it became the Denver and Rio Grande Western. I was hoping that this would give it away, but I guess Denver being in the name was too out there. You're really not into the lore of the video game, are you?
I am too dumb to know.
He's learning. This is great.
He
I
is
love this
he
idea.
is
Good
learning.
job, Mickely.
If Tristan shuts everyone out, we may not have to air this episode.
You know, the fun thing is that we can't actually do this again, but we just have to actually figure out things that Tristan doesn't know. That
There
Tom and I
are-
already know.
That's gonna be an interesting thing. What knowledge about railroads does Tristan not have that you guys do? There's some stuff that might happen. We're now gonna bar Tristan from being able to be able to pick anything until one of the other gents has some points on the board. Sorry, Tristan. We need to make this fair somehow.
Good luck, guys. I'll take the handicap as an early win, but enjoy.
So,
Oh, whatever.
Mickely, you haven't picked a category yet. Mickely, what would you like?
Running gear for 300.
Running gear for 300. The large rod that connects the main crank with the wrist pin that actually provides the motion to the wheels. Mickely,
What is the main rod?
what is the main rod? Look at that.
Yes.
He's
I
got
got
points.
points.
He's got points. Look at that. And that was the 300 level question, so hopefully the rest of them in running gear are a little easier.
In theory.
Mickely, what would you like?
Running gear for... screw it. 500. Running gear for 500.
I was going to see if he was going to go high or low. This is probably the other hardest question in the game.
Oh, no.
Water lines that run from the boiler to the journal boxes used in emergencies to put out journal fires.
Heck is a journal.
Mickely. He says, what the heck is a journal, and then buzzes in.
I might as well guess. What are flues?
No, those are in the boiler.
Oh. Well, they have pipes.
They are pipes, yes, but flues are very straight. Anyway, this is actually one that probably Tristan doesn't know. And I also don't know if this is a Googleable answer, so you got to remember that the 500s are difficult and aiming to educate as well, because these are neat things that we haven't gotten to talk about on the channel yet. I think we'll save the Google foo. Is everyone good with not buzzing in if they have no idea?
I have no idea.
No
Are
idea.
we good to Google?
if Mick, if you want to try hard, go ahead. We'll give you 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Answer?
I got nothing. What are
Keeley lines?
Yeah, I have no idea.
This is a fun piece of education again. No points for anyone on this. But the Denver and Rio Grande Western locomotives were actually equipped with plumbed lines from the boiler to the journal boxes on the driving wheels in case there was a driver fire, so that you could actually put out any fires or any hot boxes using your water from your boiler. Obviously, really, really bad to lubricate with water, right? But if you have an axle that's on fire, a journal that's on fire, you may save the
that's
axle
where the
by using
journals
this.
are.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
the axle, okay.
so this is a neat thing that I don't know how many railroads actually used, but the Denver and Rio Grande Western locomotives had it equipped. So it's a neat little thing. Wouldn't be surprised if it was added after the fact to save face from bad maintenance and sad axles. Anyways.
Carl says whoever's in Team 1 gets to pick next.
It's the captain now.
Carl's the captain. Sure, Mickely, why don't you pick the next question here?
Cab controls for 500.
Cab controls for 500.
Just get them out of the way.
What is this cab control?
It has a fancy name that I don't remember.
It does.
But I remember being told it once.
I may give points if someone can tell me what the thing is in general. Clown.
What is a hand valve?
Oh my goodness. That's
what the gang calls them.
that is yeah, that's hilarious. That's the best answer that I probably could have gotten. Yeah, because the game lists all the valves as hand valves, which is we may give Clown points for that just for the sake of it. I think Clown gets some points for that, just regardless. Show
me the answer.
Can I try?
No, let's give Mickely the answer or a shot at it.
So I'm fairly sure. I don't remember where I heard this or where possibly from, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the injectors.
No,
not
unless you're having a bad day.
Okay.
Or only if you've plumbed your locomotive wrong, actually, is the real anscer there. I've got a story for that,
then.
But
oh well.
No points. Tristan, do you want to give it a shot? Do you have any idea what this is?
No, not gonna give it a shot.
Do you know what the whole thing is, not just the valve? Thundering silence.
That's a no from me, Chief.
Okay, so this...
How did I get points for a wrong answer?
Well, because it was hilarious and it was funny. This is a hydrostatic lubricator built by the Nathan Company. So what happens is steam comes in from the top, and it comes into the condenser, and this is called the condenser valve on the hydrostatic lubricator. So when you turn on the steam from the turret, which is down here, steam flows in, it condenses to water, and then the water filters through this barrel filled with oil, and then, because oil floats on water, the oil actually ends up trickling down here. These sight glasses called bullseyes fill up with the water, and then little droplets of oil will float across the water and then get sent out of pipes that run out the other side that you can't see based on the settings of these valves. So you can actually provide lubrication when the locomotive's not moving. Rather than a mechanical lubricator, this is a hydrostatic lubricator that uses fun chemically madness and floating of oil to send oil to the air compressor, and in this case of this locomotive, also to the cylinders, because this is Denver and Rio Grande Western number 346, and it has hydrostatically lubricated cylinders. So the middle feed is for the air compressor, and the left and right feeds are for the two cylinders up at the front. So when you look at a picture 346, there's a little copper line that comes down into the valve that is coming from this lubricator. So you start the steam, you open the condenser to allow water to happen, and then boom, you get to have lubrication going once you heat things up, and then you start the flow with the valves on the bottom. Now, to your previous statement about injectors, this leads me to a funny story. There was an issue when they got rebuilt, or they'd been plumbed from the railroad the wrong way or something, but they had teed the steam supply for the hydrostatic off of the injector pipe. So the injector's steam and the hydrostatic steam were both after the same valve, so that they were limited flow of steam through the valve, and then, the hydrostatic would get some, and so would the injector. And they were having really bad boiler foaming problems at the time. And they ended up finding out that when they would open the injector, they would back pressure the hydrostatic and suck the oil through the steam line because the injector was demanding more steam than could come through the throttle valve. And it was easier to grab from the T, so it was sucking oil and dumping the hydrostatic oil directly into the boiler.
That's not good.
So that's not good, yeah. And on second thought, I'll probably redact that story of where that happened so that I don't throw anyone under the bus in the event that it was mistakenly plumbed. But yeah, that's a funny thing that can happen should you pipe your locomotive incorrectly. So
lubricate your boilers, friends.
You don't want to lubricate your boiler. You don't want oil in there. You want oil in the pistons, not in the boiler. Okay, Clown, for the funny answer that got you points, choose the next category.
Running gear for 100.
Running gear for 100. He is shooting for more points, this man. Sometimes known as White's classification, this is how typical steam locomotives are described by number and type of wheels. Tristan.
What is a wheels arrangement?
What is a wheel arrangement?
And here I was thinking that was too simple to be the answer.
It's 100. I was trying to give some that you guys were gonna get.
Simply, Mickely was just too smart to guess that.
He was, apparently. Okay, well, everyone's got points on the board now. So, Tristan, what would you like?
I thought we weren't letting him pick anymore.
But until people had points on the board, and everyone's got points on the board.
Dang it.
What is, let's do boiler and appliances for 100.
Boiler and appliances for 100. The long cylindrical portion of the boiler. Mickely.
What is the boiler? I don't know.
So close. You almost had it. It has a specific name for that portion. The hole is the boiler. The cylindrical portion is called something, and it's called something very similar to another cylindrical object. Tristan.
What is a boiler jacket?
That goes on the exterior of the boiler. How is this hard?
Yes,
How is this question
I'd
hard?
already pressed the button. It's too late.
Think of other cylindrical objects that may be seen in an industrial context that people might compare a boiler to. Mickely.
What is the water holder tank thingy?
That's called a tender, and that's behind the locomotive. Tristan.
My brain's melting, all right?
What is a tank?
Why is this so hard? This is the easiest question. Clown.
What is the boiler cylinder?
Oh my god. No.
No. I don't know then.
Clown. What does Donkey Kong throw at Mario in the original Jumpman? Anyone? No? Clown doesn't know?
I buzzed in.
Or Mickely.
What is the barrel?
What is the boiler barrel?
Oh.
It's cylindrical and industrial.
None of us knew that.
That's what a tank is.
A barrel?
I didn't know till you said Donkey Kong.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
Same though.
Donkey Kong Railroads.
that I'm surprised. This may go worse than I anticipated. Okay, Mickely, for getting that 100 points, scraping it off the floor, what would you like?
What is running gear for 200?
The part on a locomotive where the frame rests on the wheel sets and the axle receives lubrication. Mickely.
The axle mounts. What are the axle mounts?
I gave you this answer earlier, mate.
You did? I don't know.
I did, and you were like, oh, that's what that is. No other buzzers? Tristan.
It's a journal box.
What is a journal box?
Oh, no.
Just wanted to make sure everyone had time to think about that one.
Dang it.
I thought Clown might have gotten that from lubrication of an axle. It's the same as it is on a car. Well, I guess you don't really have a journal box. You'd have journals,
I've never
but...
heard of a
No,
journal box
I
till 20 minutes ago.
Cars have tapered bearings on their axles.
That's true. Yeah,
Trains
you don't...
have that.
Actually,
I'm a
some
car
do.
mechanic.
Actually, some do. Some trains do actually have roller bearings like that. But anyway, not these ones. Okay, Tristan, for that riveting couple points there, what would you like?
Rivets.
Let's do right of way for 100.
Right of way for 100. Any track that has a distance between the rails less than the standard 56.5 inches. Clown.
What is narrow
I
gauge?
was waiting for your
What is
thing.
narrow gauge? I want to give Clown some amount of points. Genuinely.
He has more points than me.
Well,
Where's my freebies?
you'll get freebies. Be funny. Be funnier later, and you'll get some more points.
Dig out the humor. My goodness.
Okay, Clown. What would you like?
Cab controls for 200, please.
Cab controls for 200. What is this cab control? Clown.
What is the Johnson bar? And I know I'm wrong.
Nice try. Mickely.
What is the throttle?
What is the throttle? Well done.
Yes.
And this is the throttle on Denver Underground Western number 491, by the way.
That makes me pleased.
Mickely.
I got points.
What would you like?
Running gear for 400.
Running gear for 400. The curved part in Walshart's valve gear that rocks back and forth and provides the geometry for the radius rod to move in. It looks like a banana.
No, I know what you're talking about. I just don't know what it's called.
It is 400. We're trying to be educational here. What are bananas called?
But I want points, not education.
He wants to win. He doesn't want to learn. Okay. I have yet to receive a buzzer, so we're opening it up for Google. I suggest you look up a Walshart's valve gear diagram and pick the first part you think it is. Mickely.
What is the valve spindle crosshead?
No.
I don't know.
You said you knew which part it was. Look up the diagram and you'll know what it is.
The diagram doesn't look the same.
Oh. Tristan.
What is a lifting arm?
No. Although, that's very close. Similar part. In that very area, that area. Clown.
What is the expansion link?
What is the expansion link? Well done.
Yes! Google for the win.
You are now tied with Tristan, though. Those points came dubitably, but anyways. Clown, what would you like? We've exhausted running gear, but we still have right away and plenty in boiler and railroad history.
Boiler and appliances for 200, please.
The top of the external firebox, which... Go ahead, Clown.
What is the crown sheet?
That's the interior, but that would have been a better question because people would have gotten that one. I'm now realizing that people probably won't get this one. Mickely.
I was going to say what Clown said. What is the...
What does candy come in?
That depends on what kind of candy.
What is
the wrapper?
What is the wrapper sheet? We had to spoon feed that a little bit, but I didn't see Tristan buzz in, so it meant that it was too hard of a question for what it was.
Yay, points.
Yay. Praise the glorious points.
Praise the points. Mickely, what would you like?
Railroad history for 200.
This railroad laid the eastern portion of the first transcontinental railroad across the United States. Tristan.
What is the Union Pacific?
What is the Union Pacific? Well done. The other portion was...
to wait for you to send the
You
thing
guys
before.
haven't been religious about that, so we're kind of just letting it fall by the wayside.
I've been beat by that before.
And it's also meaning that I have to tab back in and out between screens, and then that messes with keybinds and messes with push to talk, and yeah, it's easier if we just don't. So be the first to the buzzer. Provided I've finished reading the question at least, but... Okay, Tristan, what would you like?
Let's do right-of-way 400.
A wayside structure, typically a prefabricated metal building that houses signaling equipment such as relays and vital processors. Mickely.
What is a signal tower?
First word is correct, second word is not. Tristan.
What is the signal box?
Sometimes correct. Actually, technically, other than the fact that I said that this is a metal building, you'd be correct. We do have signal boxes and equipment cases, but this is specifically one that you can walk in, which is not a box. Clown.
What is a signal house?
It is a synonym of signal house, and many railroads use the term signal house, so I'm kind of halfway to giving you the points. We'll see if anyone can come up with the real term, and if no one can come up with the real term, I'll give you the points.
Buzzed in.
Mickely.
What is a signal shed?
No. Tristan.
What is a signal shack?
No. Mickely.
What is a signal room?
No, those occur at stations and in tunnel alignments when it is a dedicated part of a larger structure. Clown again.
What is a signal abode?
That is close to the strange word for a house that we were looking for. Mickely.
What is a signal cabin?
No. It's a weird word with 3 syllables. I think I'm going to give it to Clown. I'll give you one last buzz in each if you want to try it again, but... Because signal house, is people tend to use them interchangeably, but it's not the answer I wrote. and it's not the answer that I've written into my technical requirements either, actually, technically. But okay, we'll give the points to Clown. What is a signal bungalow?
Okay.
Because that's what we call them. Why? Couldn't tell you, but that's railroad history for you. Okay, Clown, what would you like?
Cab controls for 300, please.
What is this cab control? Tristan, I think?
Buzzed in first,
It was.
What is a Johnson bar?
It is a Johnson bar. Tristan said it first, so we'll give Tristan the points. Mickely, it's hard to tell if you buzzed in early or not, so.
He did.
It's a picture. You can buzz in as soon as you see it. I knew this one.
He was going to wait for the
It's got
resolution
the
to...
teeth on it.
It does have, well, so does the throttle quadrant, but anyways.
Well, that's the one that we see in the locomotives that I have to deal with all the time when I'm going back and forward. So that one I actually know what it is.
Indeed. Yes, this is the Johnson bar, and thank you for using the correct American terminology. And sorry, Clown, this is the Johnson bar, not the throttle. And this, I don't remember which K36 this is in, but this is in one of the K36s at the Cumbrace and Toltec Scenic Railroad. So.
That you could buzz in right when you get the picture of the cab controls.
Tristan, what would you like?
Let's do railroad history for 300.
A rail line owned by the Colorado and Southern Railroad that ran over the mountain pass of the same name from Denver, Colorado to Como, Colorado. The Denver side of the pass featured steep grades and sharp curves, wink, that required frequent use of helper locomotives. Mickely.
What is the Cumbrace and Toltec?
Oh my god, no.
No,
This was supposed to be an easy joke, Clown.
What is the Utah?
Oh, Uinta. Okay, no, that is fair. That's a fair point. But the railroad is listed, the Colorado and Southern. The Uinta is a different railroad.
Okay.
What's the other thing we joke about all the time? That's a recurring theme on my channel, Mickely.
What is Kenosha?
What is Kenosha Pass?
It
Yes,
actually is
this actually is
I had no
Kenosha.
idea.
Yes,
I love it.
Kenosha Pass was
What?
the alignment
Yay.
on the Colorado and Southern, originally Denver, South Park, and Pacific, from Denver to Como, up and over the mountains, and it is where 346 famously wrecked in 1937. I thought about putting that in there, but I felt that was a little too direct, so I had to be a little tongue-in-cheek. I thought steep grades and sharp curves, wink, would have given it away, but anyway.
Now I understand why it smells like Kenosha with steep grades and sharp curves.
Yep, precisely. Mickely, what would you like?
Go big or go home. Boiler and appliances for 500.
Special fittings that can be removed to perform a 30-day boiler inspection and cleaning. Getting a whole lot of buzzes here. A whole lot of zero buzzes.
I don't know.
Okay, to give you guys a hint. Oh, never mind. Mickely, go ahead.
What is the steam chest?
No, that is a
What?
part of the... Yeah.
In that area.
Read the question.
Read the
Yeah,
boiler.
mm.
Steam chest is the valve and the piston, and that's like part of the engine, not part of the boiler. So, every 30 days, we have to do what is called a boiler wash. And we have to remove a blank plug. And, well, there's several. There's, 15 or 20, depends on the locomotive, to wash these out. Any guess what the blank is? Blank plug? It's a something plug. And I said the two words in that little hint, so... Well, with no buzzes even...
Hang on.
He's gonna go for points. Try and Google it. Google's open. Not that Google helps with half of this stuff.
It's true.
It's institutional knowledge that you learn, boots on the ground.
Do I have to buzz in, or can I just say what
I buzzed
Google
in.
has told me?
I already busted.
Oh, Tristan did.
Boo.
Yeah, sorry, Tristan, go.
What is a fusible plug?
That is the special plug that will melt or, disappear out the bottom if the firebox gets too hot and put out the fire rather than let the locomotive go kabang. So, no, that is not one of these plugs. Mickely.
That's the one I was going to say.
That is
It's the
the
only
more
one Google knows.
that is the more famous plug. Clown.
What is the base plug?
Mm-mm. All right. What is a washout plug? Or what are washout plugs? You wash out the plugs. You remove the plug. You can then stick a fire wand in and basically pressure wash the inside of the boiler and remove scale and all sorts of other sadness from out the boiler from out of these. And 491 is like 25 or 26, and then 20 and 346 have something like, I don't know, 15, 16. I'm sure the big engines, like the big boy, probably has a zillion. It probably has like 30 or 40, but
No, big boy.
no big boy. Anyway,
You
no
learn something
points.
new every day.
And Mickely got Carl to choose him again.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's got that bot programmed.
Look, if the choose command picks between the options you give it, all right?
1 and 1.
Railroad history for 500. Not going to get it.
A locomotive purchased by Robert W. Richardson from the Montezuma Lumber Company in 1950 for $1,000. And this is very specific because it's one you'd know. I think that's Tristan that was first.
What is the Montezuma?
Montezuma was scrapped about 50 years prior to this. Mickely.
What is the chicken?
No, that was a chicken fast food restaurant, but I'm glad that you're recalling things that I've told you.
Yes, you said somebody purchased it privately, so...
It's true. Robert W. Richardson was the founder of the Colorado Railroad Museum, if you need a hint. Mickely.
What is 491?
I knew you were going to answer that, but no. 491 was acquired by the museum not until 2013, by the way. It was owned by the Colorado Historical Society from 1970 to 2013, and it was displayed at the museum at their request from 1985, I think, onwards. But we didn't get ownership of it until 2013.
Can we use Google now?
There's 2 other steam engines that operate at the museum that you haven't guessed yet, and if you don't know, my children, we're gonna have to fight. Clown.
What is 391?
No,
No.
that's not even one of them.
There's only one
Okay.
other that I know.
Well, guess it, Mick.
What is 346?
What is the Denver and Rio Grande Western 346? Yeah, Uncle Bob, Robert W.
Yeah,
Richardson,
What's the third one that's there then?
the RGS 20.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's
talked about that one, I don't
100
think.
locomotives and cars, pretty much 100 plus at the museum, but those are the 3 operable locomotives. And I've talked about this story, and I've told the story about how I keep offering Jeff more than $1,000 for 346, and I keep being pissed off that he won't take it. It's fair market value. They got it for $1,000, and it was running. It's not running right now. Like they should give it to me for less. You know,
You're doing him a favor, really.
yeah, exactly.
So-
I'll take it off his hands.
Did you already award points?
I did not.
Does that mean I'm in the lead?
It does actually somehow. Maybe we gave you guys too much credit early on. If Tristan loses now, it may be unfair. Sorry, Tristan. This is the world's
that'd be hilarious if
worst
Tristan loses.
officiated game of Jeopardy you've ever seen. Mickely, what would you like?
Cab controls for 400.
What is this cab control?
Can't see it.
Yes, you can.
It's blurry.
No, it's not.
On my screen, it's blurry.
Is it really?
is, yeah.
This valve. There you go. That. But Mick did buzz in. Mick, what is it?
What is the blowdown valve?
No. The blowdown opens a very large hole into the boiler, not this piece of half-inch pipe. It's a pretty simple answer if you use what it is. Mickely again.
What is the injector valve?
No.
He's just gonna go down the list.
He's just gonna go down the list of valves he knows. Mickely.
What is the brake valve?
No. I should have had the control set. I thought that the brake valves would have been too obvious because they're shiny and brass and big.
Well, yeah, I actually do know what a brake valve is. I just figured I'd go down the list for...
For the sake of reasons. Oh, lordy.
I don't know, you have 2 pipes connected into a T into a valve and thingy.
And then there's a hose afterwards. Maybe that's part of the answer.
So it probably has something to do with steam or water, right?
One could assume.
Have we talked about this already?
We have not talked about this. This is actually a part of the locomotive that doesn't get talked about terribly often, which is why it's a 400 level question.
Can we use Google now?
You can use Google, and I'll give a hint. This is a hose that sometimes the firemen will be seen squirting this out the window to see how fine down the injector is. But I'm looking for the title of what it's actually called. Tristan, or no, Clown. Sorry, Clown was first.
And yeah, I don't know. Once you said that, though, what I was thinking is wrong.
I'll give it a shot.
What is the tender tank on-off valve? No?
Tristan, give it a shot.
What is the injector valve?
I already said that.
Mickly already didn't say that.
I wanted to see if it worked for me.
No. See, it doesn't work for separate people.
Oh,
Okay. I think we're gonna call it.
You said it squirts out water, yes?
It does.
Okay, so it's not that.
Okay. For the sake of time, what is the deck hose? This is a hose that is plumbed off of a T in the injector delivery lines, at least on the Rio Grande locomotives, with this separate valve. When you open this valve and you have the injector running, it sends some of the injector flow out this hose, and so you can clean the cab with it, which is very helpful. But the reason that they stick it out the window and see what it does is because as you fine the injector down, reducing the flow rate, you can start to see it turn from just a full stream of water slowly to more of an even mix between water and steam until it's a fine mist. And if you go any further than that, that means that you're trying to put more steam in, and as people who work on pumps may know, you can't pump two-phase flow. You can't pump gas and liquid. So steam and water it doesn't like. You need to make sure it's all water, which is why injectors don't work nice when they're hot. And they're next to a boiler, which makes that really freaking annoying. But anyway, so this, you can use that to see what the minimum setting for the injector is when you're running it. Well, no one got that, and Carl once again picks Mick. So, Mick.
Am I doing it wrong?
Yes, you must be.
You must be doing it wrong. It's been one every time.
It's supposed to be comma separated.
He just chooses whatever you give him. So in the case that Mick is biased, we'll give it to Clown.
Does it have to have spaces? It has to have spaces.
It has to have
You'd be
spaces.
kidding me.
Well, it's Clown anyways. Clown!
Boiler and appliances for 300, please.
The front of the external portion of the firebox. Mickely.
With the external portion.
Yep.
Yeah, I never mind. I got no clue.
I'm realizing that these external firebox terms are apparently not known by terribly many people. Tristan.
Nope.
It is similar to something related to your neck that looks somewhat similar, depending on. What? I've made this too hard. That's what I'm learning. That's what we're learning here.
Can we use Google?
He's already using Google. We can hear you typing.
Shush.
That's me. I'm already on Google.
give it a shot. See if you can find it. Parts of the firebox, parts of the boiler. External portion of the firebox being the firebox structure that surrounds the firebox. Part of the boiler. The exterior sheets. Mickely.
What is the flue sheet?
That is the interior front, yes.
Ah.
This is the exterior. This is what you can see. I've talked about it in my videos. I'm learning that nobody watches my videos. None of my friends, at least.
What? You didn't cover this.
I did cover this.
I've watched them, but it's whether or not you actually take in the information or not. I suppose.
That's fair. And now you understand why I still lay bad track, Clown. Anyways. Vice versa. Shoes on the other foot situation there.
All comes around.
What is the throat sheet?
Ah.
Anyways, no points. Pick another
I've
one.
learned something today.
You've learned something today. We got 2 questions left. I don't know if we have... I didn't set up a Final Jeopardy. It didn't let me set up Final Jeopardy, so whoever has the most points at the end of this wins. And it's
again.
Clown to pick.
Boiler and appliances for 400, please.
Per the FRA, the minimum anywhere in the boiler is 4. It's looking for an engineering term here. Something perhaps related to safety and design safety. Mickely.
What is a safety valve?
So close.
What?
The minimum, it's a value of 4 for a coefficient of thing that you multiply by things to make sure that they're safe. It has a name. And Tristan's not a real engineer if he doesn't know it.
Oof. Get at me with planes.
You have these for planes! If you don't have these for planes, I'm scared to fly ever again. This isn't a railroad term.
No
This is more an
comment.
engineering term, specifically about boiler safety. You design something for a certain amount of stress with a coefficient that's called something to make sure that you don't actually hit when the things break, and it's called like a safety something or a factor of something. Tristan.
What is a tolerance?
Oh my god. He's not an engineer,
welcome.
ladies and gents.
I just had to shoot my shot. Sorry, friends.
You were in the boiler.
What is
Oh.
a safety factor? You don't have factors of safety in aeronautical engineering?
I was thinking like an actual thing that like
Yeah.
stuck to the boiler.
I think it was the way the question was worded, but
It was probably poorly worded.
we do have safety factors, but when my head is in steam engine land, it's
Yeah.
not necessarily the first thing that comes to mind.
That's fair. That's fair. I will remove my slights to you as an engineer.
Okay, thanks. Cool. No, it's
Good,
fine.
cool.
It's all good.
We're all still friends here. Everyone's mad at
Uh-huh.
how I've organized this game of Jeopardy. Yeah, so the original law was that the aggregate or average factor of safety had to be 4 in a boiler. And these days, it got changed in the early 2000s, late 1990s, I believe, after a particular event at the Gettysburg Railroad, where it got changed to a minimum factor of safety of 4, which resulted in a lot of locomotives either needing extra boiler work or derating of pressure. Fun fact. So you have to have the boiler everywhere be rated for 4 times its actual maximum allowable working pressure. So when they say that a locomotive runs at 200 psi, it has been engineered for 800. So, and that way you don't have to calculate thickness or deal with like, oh, it got a little bit thinner or this bolt is a little bit wonky or something. It gets rid of all those question marks. So it's just a good way to practice things when boilers are just seen as, oh yeah, who cares? It's 100 years old. It's just a boiler. It's a pipe bomb on wheels is what it is. But anyway.
Boom.
And the last question. Carl chooses 3, so it is Tristan.
Let's do railroad history for 400.
I guess I didn't need you to say that one.
Probably not, but then we'll do it.
A conflict between the Denver and Rio Grande and the Santa Fe that involved actual gunfighting over which railroad got to build the route. For all the eggs, for all the things, it's pretty dead heat. We've talked about this. We've joked about it a million times.
But I don't know what it's
He
called.
doesn't know what it's called.
Uh,
But he buzzes in anyway. Mickely!
what is the Railroad War?
Yes, but no. It is the something war. It's the name of the route war.
Ugh.
The route has a special bridge in it. It is a modern-day tourist railroad. In Colorado. Start Googling. See which one you can find. The answer's not Coombrace and Toltec, Mickely.
I was gonna say that.
Mickely!
What is the Royal Gorge War?
Mickely! He was in the lead!
Just a second too fast. It's time to piss X. DLC win.
DLC win for sure.
Well, no, we gotta get PvP first. So,
I want to know how Tristan doesn't have all the answers.
No, Tristan had 700 points and then was told not to answer, but it's okay. It's all good. We'll just keep that out there.
I think like half my points came from Google, so.
That's fair. Google lied to me at least once, so we're not friends anymore. Google and I. I mean, leave it to Heist to come up with some interesting and difficult questions.
Well, some of the things I Googled after and like it didn't even pull up anything.
No, you must have the tribal knowledge. We do not. The real question is, could we play this again and get them all right?
Probably not. I don't think we could.
What if you retain?
Cheat sheet. But I don't think I'll get the Johnson bar one wrong again.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair enough.
The thing with that is I knew what it actually was. I just said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
That's where you kick yourself.
Like,
Okay.
I can't even remember the name for the whatever hydrostatic lubricator. I remember being told about that thing, but I don't remember when.
We've all learned something today.
We all learned
None
things,
of us know
and
as much as we think we do.
we learned
This
a
is
lot of
true.
things, and apparently I'm painful at making Jeopardy questions that I thought were very easy. So,
So
Thanks for
here's
continually rubbing that in.
here's
Guys,
a fun
this
question.
is easy.
Here's a fun question. What did I win?
What did you win? I don't know. Was it real winning when we thought that
Carl Bot
Tristan was
chose
going to
you.
be a clean sweep? So, and then Carl Bot chose you.
Actively
I think this was
working
the.
against the rest of us.
I think we will say that Mickely did win this, but we might have to throw out the game in general just because of how poorly it was officiated, on all accounts. So.
Yes, Google gave like
A
half
lot
the
of
answers.
fun.
Well, did we have fun at least, or do you guys
Yes.
hate me now?
That was
I had fun.
hilarious.
I was uninstated then reinstated as an engineer, so that's fine.
That's
Cool.
that is fine.
That's all good.
A motor mechanic answers train questions wrong.
Next time, we'll start with 100 level questions that are like, how do you spell the word train? So, oh, lordy. Well, I had a lot of fun with that. I hope you guys had a lot of fun with that.
T-R-E-N.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
There's an E
TREN.
in there somewhere.
There is an E in there somewhere, right?
Tren.
Tren, el tren, in español, sí. Yes.
My answer's in Spanish. Thank you.
Yeah. Technically right. We didn't ask in English, did we? Well, this was way too much fun. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this. And please let us know in the comments if you think we're ding-dongs or if you thought this was funny or if we should give it another go or see if we can actually run this properly one of these times. But this was a lot of fun. So, and again, thanks for watching, guys.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. And Mickely doesn't say bye.
Nope.
Mickey's gone.
Nope.
Bye, Mickey.
Mickey's-
He won, and he took his winnings and ran.
Still waiting to figure out what he actually won.
Yes, my
We can't discuss that on YouTube.